But I am here. Okay, so now like this, okay. All right, guys. I just gotta wait for the do. Oh wait, I got a ding. I think that was a message. Oh, no, I got a ding. That's definitely a message. Let's see here. No, I do not want to purchase malware bytes. I only want to get the free use because it's the best thing ever. I'm not kidding. The freeware use is perfect. It gets everything I needed to get. Okay, so I think we're live, everybody. Give me a second to go to check here.
Hey, good morning.
Well, I gotta make. There we go. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again. The Monsters of Gaming. I, of course, am Kaiju Heavy K. With me here is Nectar Nick.
Hello.
The Juggernaut Jared.
Hello.
And while she is here, she's on her own list. Penny Trish. And my son Marcus. For a little bit. Oh boy. What an ego on him. Yeah, that's not a good thing. So, as of last Wednesday, I announced that we are going to be doing a top 10 list this week. This top 10 list is top 10 fictional ranged weapons. Now, in order for these weapons to count, or I'm pretty sure BFGs and all kinds of horrible things will be on the list, there are a few small criteria. One, fictionally, you have to be able to carry it. And seeing as you're loading dark matter into the BFG, and dark matter weighs thousands of tons, you can't use them like that. No. Also, no pure melee weapons. Now, there are some exceptions to that. And third and final, you would have to be able to carry and wield said weapon. So, no magical devices that you have to say abracadabra and have magical powers to. No, the pull gun could work, although, actually, the pull gun would work, though. That could be used quite offensively. Just start dropping people in the lakes of lava. And you should shoot out a window. So,
what terminal velocity B is someone who keeps throwing faster and faster?
Yeah, but eventually he can make it blow the other way. If I'm not mistaken, I have to start this list, right?
No, I thought it was me.
No, okay. So, for number 10, Necro, what do you choose?
I don't know if my number 10 will actually count due to criteria, so I'll throw it out there.
Okay.
If not, I do have backup number 10.
Okay.
So, my first one is the crowbar used by good old Gordon Freeman from Afterlife.
Sorry, as fun as that would be, that's a melee weapon.
Hey, I can throw it and range.
I'll give you props for that one. What's your side bet?
My side bet is the grog nozzle from Borderlands 2.
Whoa. Are you ready for that, though? Like, that's a fun weapon to fire, but you do become more and more alcoholically inebriated as you fire it.
You do realize I'm German, Irish, Italian, Polish.
I just said it will happen. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you're right.
Yeah, fire off my heritage before it affects me.
Okay, fine. We'll give you the grog nozzle. Okay.
A gun that can heal you no matter what for, I think it was like 70%.
I think so.
I don't remember. It was the highest healing Moxie weapon that ever came about. And nonetheless, not only did the gun heal you, but your grenades, if you could two-hand it,
and your melee
weapon,
yeah, I know.
Melee, action skills, they all count as long as you are wielding that weapon.
Of course. I'm not going to be stereotypical, folks, but of course he would use his heritage as a weapon. Juggernaut, could you please not use a heritage weapon?
It is wieldable.
Okay.
It is fireable.
Okay.
But it's going to hurt the thing that
Okay.
That's Dirty Harry 357.
Okay, you know what? The 357 Magnum from Dirty Harry is an amazing firearm.
Yes.
You might think it's a regular 357, but not with how he was firing that sucker. I'd say that thing has far less kickback and far more power. Still, that's a pretty effective weapon.
It's still gonna hurt.
Right, just remember to ask yourself that one magic question. Do you feel lucky?
Lucky.
Well, do you? Punk? Well, since we're talking about a movie here, I don't want to stand out. So I'm going to choose a small weapon from a certain movie called The Fifth Element. The Zorg ZE-1 Pod. Okay, so let me get this over by that. According to the website here, the Zorg weapon is efficient. It's about the same weight as an AK-74U when not fully equipped. It can hold 3,000 rounds, but they're energy-based, so I don't know where it works. It has a rocket launcher, arrow launcher, net launcher, flamethrower, and ice cube launcher. My biggest problem with it is it doesn't look like it holds a lot of ammo. Even if it is energy-based, you would still have to be able to create the ammunition. And what are you going to do when you finally run out of those 3,000 rounds? I'm not saying you're going to, but if you run out of those, you're going to have to wait for it to recreate. Meanwhile, this sucker looks like it could pretty much take down the whole army. I bet you could just reload. That's why it's my number 10. Plus, it looks really cool. Necro!
So, mine is going to be from a pretty older game.
Okay.
It's from Perfect Dark.
Oh.
And it is the Far Sight.
Whew. That is a good weapon. The Farsight is a good weapon.
It is a powerful sniper rifle that lets you see through walls.
Correct.
And, of course, being it's a sniper rifle, it can also penetrate walls.
I'm hoping this is the only time we hear the word penetrate.
Oh. Well, if you're talking melee, well, that's, when we get to melee, there's going to be a lot of pain.
Oh, yeah, I freaking knew.
You opened the door, guys.
I didn't. I'm sorry. But it is a good weapon. I'm pretty sure each of us has at least one sniper rifle on this list. So, Juggalot, what do you bring in for your number 9?
Again, from a TV show / movie. A lot of people like it, a lot of people hate it. I'm going to go with Phaser from Star Trek.
I was thinking of adding the Phaser to my list. I ended up not, but I do agree with you. The Phaser is a phenomenal weapon. Very lightweight. I believe in one of the episodes they said you could fire it like continuously for like 10,000 shots before it needs to be recharged. And it seems you need a fairly accurate weapon shooting straight. Mobile settings too. Now for mine, it's kind of strange because I'm changing the weapon type. This comes from a very funny game called Ratchet & Clank Quest for Booty. Many of you might not have known of it, but this weapon is a distraction-based weapon that does a lot of damage relatively quickly. It's the Toxic Swarmer. Basically, it's a glove that you can put on, and you can lob hives at some of the little robotic machines that can fire basically acidic lightning at people. It's going to help me keep down the numbers. Number 8 is kind of different, but Necro, what is your number 8?
My number 8 is what made me fall in love with third-person shooters.
Oh no.
It's a ranged weapon, but it has a melee feature.
Oh no.
It is the Lancer from Gears of War.
Oh, whew. I thought it was something else. I will agree. The Lancer is actually a very efficient weapon. I was looking at it, and according to them, it's basically a push-button chainsaw activation, which is pretty cool. I couldn't find any resources to say what the chainsaw was run on, though. That's why it's not in my list, but the Lancer is pretty powerful. For rounds, it fires. I believe they're equivalent to like 45 standard.
I believe so.
So it's going to put a hole in whatever it shoots. And if that doesn't work, well, you can always turn the chainsaw function on. All right, Juggy.
We go from a game called Compass. The Chain Blade.
Okay, I will give him credit. They are technically a ranged weapon.
Yeah.
And he can wield them technically because they're not a heavy item.
Nope.
So, hopefully this...
Technically, they could be both ranged and melee.
But would you really want to use them in melee, or would you rather use them at a range?
I'd rather use range.
Thought so. Alright, now number 8 might sound like a cop-out, but technically it is a weapon. From the original Saints Row the Third, before they did the update, the Reaper drone. So what it was a laptop-sized computer that you could activate, and it would summon you a drone that could either attack with guided missiles or dual-shot straight explosive missiles. The best part is the weight of it all is laptop weight. Now you can only have one Reaper drone at a time, but from what I've seen it do, it can tear apart a small army if it's not shot down. Necro, we're already at 7.
Going through this rather quick.
For right now.
So, I believe it's something I could wield.
Okay.
It was the plasma cutter from Dead Space.
God damn, that was another weapon I was going to use. And yes, you could easily carry it. It's the funny fact, energy-based weapons are very lightweight 99% of the time.
Have you ever wanted to dismantle your opponent in most gruesome and cauterizing ways? Well, I introduced the plasma cutter.
Everyone thinks it was a ranged lightsaber. And he's not talking about the linear launcher either. He's talking about the plasma cutter.
Yeah.
Okay. Jug.
This is where I start having issues. This is where I start having issues. Because yes, I played games. I played a lot of games. But a lot of games that I played are mostly melee based.
That's fine.
So I had to go outside the box. For my number 7, I'm going to go past number 10. The
ZF1.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. That's 2 of us who have it on the list. That's not bad. The Zog is a hell of a weapon, though. Just throwing it out there. Looking at the list of armaments that are on it, like, you can poison, entangle, freeze, burn, stab, and if you want to, shoot and play back bullets. It's a pretty effective tool, I ain't gonna lie. And there is no problem with it, Judge. No problem at all. Now, my next one is kind of broken. The reason is, it is technically a firearm, but technically not a firearm. It's called the Mega Turret Glove from Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. So what it lets you do is lets you throw literal grenades that explode into turrets, which then turn and open fire on your opponents until they run out of ammo, and then they explode. I figure it is a ranged grenade type weapon with a bonus. And of course, since it's a glove, it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it's probably not a lot of weight. Unfortunately, that's where I stop with the short track item and start with the long definition and explanation of items. Necro.
Okay, so mine is a secret weapon. I forget the main part of the name of the game, but it's Armageddon. It's a multi-series game.
Okay.
You'll probably know the actual name once I explain the weapon.
Okay.
It's a secret weapon in this game. And it lets you have a pony that shoots out rainbows of death and destruction.
Red Faction. Red Faction,
Yeah.
Mr. Smiles, I think is his name.
Something like that.
Yeah. Basically, it's a living animatronic pony that shoots out rainbows.
Of mass destruction.
And it gives a horrible... And basically, the pony gives extreme dislike if you find it out of its arse.
Yeah.
Talk about turning Taco Bell into a weapon. And
Oh wait, it was Mr. Toots. That was the name.
Mr. Toots. I can't remember which red faction it was, but you were on the surface of Mars.
I believe it was Armageddon.
Duh. So, Jug. Now, before I go and explain the hidden secret behind this list, I need to hear what your number 6. What's your number 6 is?
My number 6, Perfect Heist 2 is the game.
Okay.
The sticky grenade launcher.
Yes. Yes, the sticky grenade is a vile, evil, and very powerful weapon. And the weirdest part of it is that it's exceptionally concealable. When you think about it, you have to put it somewhere where people can't notice it. I mean, if you think about it, the rocket launcher for Perfect Heist 2 is made of some kind of warped quantum physics material.
Right.
So the sticky bomb launcher, which we actually did a video on just recently, sticks to targets for as long as you do not hit the right trigger. I'm not kidding. I tested it. They will stay on as long as they want. And when you click the right trigger, every sticky bomb, even if you've died 2 or 3 times and filled the entire map with sticky bombs, those go off. And basically,
And the fun part is, you can stick it on anybody.
correct. Now, before I go to my number 6, I would like to explain to you, fine gentlemen, there's a reason that I started with this. So for each of these weapons, there must be a way for us to get ammunition for said weapon. Which means we have to be able to find said weapon. And the best way to find weapons is to secure them from our enemies. So, gentlemen, every weapon that you have given out since I've said this, and the future weapons, are weapons that the enemies will be able to use against us. That being said, my number 6, it has a hell of a title, so step back, folks. Here it comes. It is the 4th Echelon SC-IS Prototype Sniper Rifle version 2.76 Splinter Cell Blacklist. If you guys must know, I love the Splinter Cell series. I love the Tom Clancy series, everything about it. I love the stealth aspect, I love the sneak aspect, I love the planning aspect, I love everything about the games. This is my second favorite weapon from those series. There's only one, and you'll see them later on. So not only does this thing fire basically the equivalent of a 50 caliber round with dead silence with a built-in silencer, but its scope allows you to see through walls and fire through them as well. It's a quite literal silent armor-piercing, wall-piercing weapon of mass destruction with quite the range on it. And this is only my number 6. Oh, heaven help you for the next ones. You guys are going to start falling in love or hating me. Your choice. Nick, we're past halfway there. What is your number 5?
Well, as seeing as, I like to defy laws of physics, I'm going with the gravity gun.
From?
You know where, Half-Life.
Okay, I want to make sure because actually, believe it or not, while I was doing my research, I found 4 different gravity guns from 4 different game series.
Wow.
And all 4 of those weapons fire different things. Yes, I have to admit though, the grav gun is an amazing item. Not only can you use it to clear paths, set up paths, hold up gates, etc., but you can literally pick up anything that is just a movable object and then wing it at Mach 6 to the worst and nearest target.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gun from Terminator 2 Salvation. That's a nice one. That actually looks like a fully docked out M4. I'll give you full credit. The other thing that sucks about the gravity gun is it doesn't use ammunition.
Right.
So technically, we don't have to find ammunition for it. So kudos to Udos.
I would look badass if I was holding that.
Yes, you would.
I mean, in theory, if you think about my list so far, the plasma cutter,
Use
you
ammo.
really don't need. But let's see, Mr. Toots, you don't.
No.
The gravity gun, you don't.
No.
I think everything else is big though.
But unfortunately, looking through my list, with the exception of the Zerg ZF, because apparently it can make its own ammunition, I have the Toxic Swarms, the Reaper drones, and the Mega Turret launchers, and now I have a sniper rifle as well. And Jug, oh, Jug. Speaking of Jug, number 5.
The PMD, the singularity. That is a ranged weapon.
Technically, you aren't wrong. Get it right, it's the time manipulation device.
Yes.
Okay, it's basically a handheld item. It does require charges, but will recharge on its own.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to decay or regenerate things through time. So if you come to a stairwell that's falling apart, you can shoot it, set the stairwell back up, climb it, and then shoot it again. Unfortunately, if you shoot living creatures with it,
unfortunately.
one of two effects. On certain beings, it turns them into bone and ash. Otherwise, it mutates into some kind of weird-ass creature that goes on a killer's spree and attacks everything around it. It's a horrible weapon. But,
Yes, the PMD.
what if I told you that my
How many cross shots happen? I wonder what happened to the.
Oh no! Cross shots. That was the worst weapon for the cross shots. Oh, it was much worse. He literally got to see it happen.
It was not pretty that
Yeah. But what if I told you my next weapon didn't require ammunition? But it has almost nothing that can protect it. And what it has a killer soundtrack. I give you, from Saints Row 4, the dubstep gun. For those of you who did not play Saints Row 4, first of all, what's wrong with you? Please play it. Second of all, the dubstep gun is a 15-pound, I found out, 15-pound shoulder-mounted cannon that when you pull the trigger fires out sound waves and light waves. I didn't know about the light waves. It instantly destroy whatever the target is or force it into a dance, and then it just explodes at the end. When it's fully upgraded, this weapon can fire for a good 15-20 seconds. It has a massive area of range. It's basically my heavy weapon. And before you're asking, I prefer the dubstep gun. None of its models after that. And no, I do not have the America. Sorry. Woo! We're getting up there. And my next weapon is a doozy. Necro, what's your number 4 weapon?
Oh, hang on 1 second. I actually picked the phasers for my number 4.
So?
Yep.
So you guys can both have phasers, you know?
Yeah.
It's a hell of an effective weapon. 10,000 shots before needing a recharge. A recharge!
Yep.
That means much like the dubstep gun or his phaser, we don't have to worry about any enemies packing this sucker. Hopefully. Maybe. I would hate to have to fight against an enemy wielding my dubstep gun. But yeah, any particular phaser from any particular Star Trek?
No, not really.
Okay. I'm gonna guess you want the one that looks like the remote control, though, the little.
Sure.
It's the simplest one in my opinion, you know. Jug, we are on number 4.
People are going to yell at me. People are going to say that it's not a weapon. It's not a... If you've ever watched the episode of Doctor Who,
Oh no.
that thing screwdriver is a fucking weapon.
Yes. The sonic screwdriver might not work against flesh, but against everything else.
It's a fucking weapon. I don't care what people say.
It doesn't even have to be mechanical. I've seen it work on wood. I've seen it work on trees.
Especially if it's sharpened enough.
Yeah. And what gets the worst, I fully agree with Jake. It's not a weapon. Sure it is. Someone's standing by a car, you aim that thing at the car explodes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for my number 4, I'm going to go to a certain game called Perfect Dark.
Yeah, I had that game on there earlier.
Yep, but this one's a little different. This is a submachine gun with a special feature. It's called the laptop gun. Not only can you fire over 1,000 rounds from this with very good accuracy, but you can also have it sit somewhere as a anti-enemy weapon. It will target the enemies and open fire on them. Yet another killer weapon. However, my number 3 will be my "Are you sure" weapon. So, Necro, where is your copper metal going to? Bronze, silver, bronze. Bronze.
So mine is called the Cerebral
4. God damn it, Turok!
Yes, Turok 2 to be exact.
Thank goodness it wasn't the other one. So if I may be so quick, this is a homing weapon that targets a creature's dome. And its special ability is to drill into the dome, extract information and blend gore, and then explode. 99.9% of the time, this is a lethal weapon. Which has me scared because it requires ammunition. Which means enemies will not have efficient capabilities of firing it. Jared, what is your bronze medal?
What was those play?
Are you talking from Gary's mod?
Yes.
Okay, so for those of you who are not classy enough to play Gary's mod, get $10 and buy the damn thing already. It's awesome. One of the greatest games ever.
Yes.
You can find this modded weapon in the modded game. I believe it's called TTT, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody go watch those videos. You don't want to watch our videos of those. So what this is a one-shot, supremely super weapon. The target's a location, followed by a voice of, I believe... What is the yellow one's name? Do you remember? Twilight's? No, that's not it. Flutterby? It's something like that. You hear her voice everywhere screaming, "You are going to love me." Followed by a rainbow-colored beam of death that fires from space, nuking an entire area and killing everything in it. If you listen quietly, they say you can hear the theme song playing. But most people are dead by then. So,
If you can play, if you're playing, you can hear the screams of the King Monster every time Monoware plays.
basically think the Hammer of Dawn from Gears of War, except bigger, stronger, and with only one shot.
But that shot is already nothing.
Now, for my bronze medal, I'm going to come to my maybe list. This one is actually my second and only other movie-based weapon, and it comes from a movie called Final Fantasy Advent Children. These weapons are called Velvet Nightmares. I don't know why they thought the design was a Velvet Nightmare when it's actually a silver-clad weapon with a dark silverish handle. I don't know why Velvet Nightmare. And the two guys that use it are white-haired, black clothes wearing individuals. I don't get it. Basically, it's a high caliber, I do mean high caliber, pistol/submachine gun that can switch in between blade form. The reason I'm choosing this instead of a gun blade is because of one of the rules. You have to be able to wield it. While I am capable of wielding certain weapons through my skills of kendo and such, like the Velvet Nightmare, I don't believe I'm capable of picking up and swinging a 50-plus pound blade that's 7 or 8 feet long and then picking up with one hand, aiming and pulling the trigger to fire it. No.
You're not Cloud Strife.
I'm not Cloud Strife. I'm not Squall Ironheart. I am Kaiju K. I would be able to kill them both because I would be 2 miles away waiting for them to get within range. Or if I could borrow the friendship cannon within range and firing that. The problem with the Velvet Nightmare is technically it is a melee weapon, but it can fire at a good pace from a distance. So that's why I'm using it. I just love the idea of it. It's a smaller but more effective gunblade. Necro. So,
Oh, mine comes from Saints Row the Third.
That's where mine came from.
Well, one of yours came from the third one and it came from the fourth.
Oh, wait, that is correct. Damn.
And this is called the Shark-O-Matic.
Oh god, not the shark gun! Oh, not the shark gun! What is it? You shoot it at the ground when an enemy steps on it, a shark comes underneath them. Yeah, I was gonna hit like this big. It pops up, eats them, and go back in. That's a nasty weapon! And it's a scary weapon because it can be hiding anywhere. With how twisted Necro is, he would find a dark alley and pepper the road with it. And then have you chase him down said alley and watch you die.
Heck, my potholes are there in Hazelton.
Oh jeez, if you had that in Hazelton, it would be the perfect weapon, you'd never see it coming.
Well, sure, if I have a pothole from Hazelton.
That's what we were just talking about. Which is the pothole, which is the shark hole, we don't know. Ah! Also, if you step over it, it'll still activate.
Yeah.
If you're near it, it activates. So there's no real way of avoiding it unless you go very far around it. Okay, Jed, give me silver.
The sniper rifle from Michele.
Oh, no. Hang on a second.
What?
I need to see something real quick.
What do you have a problem with?
You know I have a problem with.
No, there's no issue with that gun.
Okay, so it's nicknamed the Seeker Rifle. It's called the Kazimov SNV-E99 Sniper Rifle. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that weapon per se. Okay?
It's a homing round, huh? It's a fact that you can aim it.
We proved that as long as you didn't hit anything, that bullet would go forever. And it slows down time too. So you're not just firing a sniper rifle. You don't have to look down the scope. You can just fire it, and then it just moves. And there's no way to avoid it. Unless the person misses you with the shot and you can't turn around, you are dead. And since it uses an E99 round, which is basically a depleted uranium shot, it's basically one of the strongest armor-piercing rounds that will hit you. On the plus side, it explodes when it hits something. The only plus side is when it hits something, it explodes. Unfortunately, when it explodes, it displaces time energy everywhere and sends everything flying. So it's just as bad. Ugh.
Come on, you really went better with that. It's fun.
All right. So I'm going to step away from that terrifying thought to an even more terrifying thought. My next weapon is the Auger from Resistance 3. Now, a lot of people are like, well, what's the Auger? Well, the Auger is basically an semi-auto to automatic firearm that shoots depleted uranium rounds. So, I mean, it's pretty bad. And then it deploys a special force field that bounces back anything that isn't an Auger round. And it can see through walls, shoot through walls, shoot through buildings. Very easy to find ammunition. It's a fine weapon, it's offense, it's defense, it's detection.
Well, it will help with mine.
Yeah, especially since as long as I have that shield up, those rounds can't touch me. Hopefully. I'm not sure what a time detonation would do to my auger shield, so I don't know.
Oh, I think it does, it is depleted uranium round, so it might actually go through it.
You are correct. I'm actually more worried about the fact of what if he fires more than one shot, and the first shot shuts off my auger shield. Now I can't avoid him or fire another shield. Okay, Necro. We have talked about many, many, many weapons. But what is your number one? What is your most faithful weapon? What do you bring that you just know will have your back every time?
The dubstep gun.
Oh, you stole my dubstep gun from I knew that was going to show up. As we have heard before, the dubstep gun does have multiple soundtracks you can equip to it. Its main advantage, though, is that it makes its own ammo, recharges itself. When fully killed out and upgraded, it can do one hell of an AoE of damage. Light-based. Oh my goodness. So Jay has time-based weapons. Necro and I have light, sound, and radiation-based weapons. Holy crap! The Geneva Convention has just become the Geneva Suggestion to us. Damn! And the two of us running with that freaking dubstep gun, we're gonna clear them out. By the way, dubstep gun very lethal against vehicle combat as well. Then again, so is Juggernaut's sniper rifle.
Here's a question. If you're firing the dubstep gun, and only firing the time dilation round,
Yeah?
will it slow down the waves until it passes and
Yes, it'll pass right through them. I can say that because you threw a flashbang and then fired around, and you will pass through the flashbang's area. That's light and sound, man. You went right through it. Okay, Joe, what is your number one best weapon of all time? Your handy-dandy tool shed kind of toy.
I'm going to go with the game that I played in my first playthrough.
Okay.
That game called Conquest.
Okay.
Now, I can't use the armor itself. But I can use the shotgun.
Yes.
That was my baby for that game.
It's quite an efficient little weapon. What was that shotgun's name? Hang on, look at.
Many snapshots. Yes.
What was it called?
It doesn't know. It was time shifted game.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember what it was called. What was it called? I can't remember what it was called. Okay, alright. Well, since we've been waiting for this list the whole time, I have one choice of weapon, and one choice only. But let me tell you something. I may have one choice in weapon, but this weapon is multiple weapons in one. One of the greatest weapons to ever exist, in my opinion, in a video game setting. It's such a dangerous weapon with so many different attachments to it, I can only call it my Swiss Army knife of weapons. It is the SC-20K MAWS from Splinter Cell Double Agent. Or should I call it the Modular Assault Weapons System? This is the weapon that should have been what the XM8 was supposed to be. It's a pistol. It's an assault rifle. It's a shotgun. It's a sniper rifle. Sticky grenades. Sticky cameras. Smoke grenades. Shock rounds. Drones. Cameras. And so much more. Yes, it's only fired 6 rounds. Yes. You can switch that out for different things. But let me tell you something. When you're told you have to go into a mission and you can expect this from the mission, you can set it up to be whatever you want it to be, bring whatever sidearms you want it to attach to it. It was a modular weapon for modular dreams, and I loved it. Not as much as I loved the armor itself, but we'll get to that another day. Sadly, though, I would like you guys to realize, according to my rules, that the enemies would have access to several of these weapons. Toxic Swarm.
By the way, the gun is called the Shatter Gun.
Shatter Gun has access to Toxic Swarms, the Reaper Drone, the Mega Turret, my prototype sniper rifle, laptop gun, the Velvet Nightmares, the Auger, and the Mauls. So unfortunately, 8 out of my 10 weapons are in their hands too. At least I thought they love step gun. Folks, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for being part of this wonderful journey. When I get my next try, we're going to go on with something different. But next week, we have a new top 10 list. Does our partner in crime have a title or an idea, or will it be a surprise to everybody else?
I do not yet.
That will be a surprise to everybody else. But until next time, folks, I am Kaiju the Modular King.
I'm Necro Nick.
I'm gonna get him out there.
I'm Sean.
And we will see you all in the future.